Now, I'm here with a very special video of me just talking about these publishers because I think they publish pretty shit games, as we'll get onto. But first of all, who are they? Well, they're called Otaku Plan, and in their YouTube profile description, they publish Japanese hentai indie games on Steam, which hentai is just porn, animated porn. And they're actually a little infamous for one, their most infamous game, called Black Souls, which, as you could expect, it's got some Dark Souls features. You got a bonfire, you got souls that you could level up with, it's even got fairy tales, Little Red Riding Hood, and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And it's even got rape, which is, why it's infamous and not really well perceived. But I'm not going to be speaking about that game. I'm going to be speaking about their other games and their Discord, which is pretty bad, as we'll see. But anyways, on to the first one, called Magical Girl Konoha. Now in this game, you play as Konoha, and you have to save the world by going into this grimoire land. That's the gist of it. Now, a magical girl is like, I'd say, an archetype of a character that's the most important thing here. Typically 10 to 14 years old. Pretty bad for a porn game. So yeah. Another thing, during this whole trip into this grimoire land, you're accompanied by these companions, which are called Lolimons, which loli basically means just animated child. I don't need to explain how bad that is. Now, luckily, I don't need to watch a video or play this game to see what's in it. Because in the reviews, there's this one guy who's basically a review for all the games I'm going to be covering, where he's detailed basically everything, which also includes what sexual content is in the game by these adult content tags. So I'm going to read all these ones for you. Brace yourself. They're pretty bad. And, yeah. Starting with non-consensual female protagonist, oral, vaginal, anal, and virginity loss, corruption, magical girl, tentacles, pregnancy, birth, humiliation, sexual harassment, group sex, defeat sex, monster and creatures, mind control, prostitution, captivity, monster sex, ahegao, outdoor sex, combat erotica, corruption, magical girl, hand job, foot job, breast job, thigh job, armpit job, hair job, deep kiss, rim job, golden shower, dark transformation, and slave. A lot of jobs. You got R. Kelly in there. I don't need to explain why that's all fucking miserable and pretty bad, and this is why I'd say one of the worst. You'll see what I think might be a contender with it. But anyways, on to the next one, called World Tree Ranch Elven Legacy. Now, in this game, you wake up, no memory, in a village, and they ask for your help in having children. Now, I'm going to show you the pictures of the characters that are shown in the Steam page, and I don't think I need to say, basically all but one look like children. But you do marry the only adult character, so you might think, maybe only the adult one asked for your help in children. Well, that's where I'd say you're wrong. Because in the adult content tags, one of them is a harem. Now, a harem basically means multiple lovers, multiple love interests, multiple partners. And judging by the fact that legit everything I've seen about this game, and I've only seen one adult character, it says a lot. But, onto the usual. I'm going to read out the tags. Consensual sex, harem, pure love, lovey-dovey, pregnancy, childbirth, pregnant belly, fantasy, elf, fairy, oral, vaginal, anal, masturbation, full nudity, groping, fingering, facial, cream pie, clothed sex, 69, hand job, fruit job, ass job, thigh job, animated adult scenes, virgin, ahego, inverted nipples, shaved something, cosplay, underwear, gothic Lolita, uniform, swimsuit, small breasts, big breasts, flat chest. Gothic Lolita is just like a subsect of this fashion called Lolita, which is based on girls and young women's clothing. I also want to point out another important thing. In this review, it says under the tags that most heroines have a petite fantasy design. That's just basically them saying, you know, they're children. They just say petite to just, yeah. On to the next game called Queen's Casino. Now, in this, it's a card game where you have to basically do challenges to unlock these heroines. That's it, basically. But I'm gonna show you the picture of these heroines. And just keep in mind how many there are for this next review I'm gonna read out, which says, this game features a total of 24 uncensored still sex scenes starring 6 out of the 7 girls. Now, if you could count, there is 7 of them, which only leads to my suspect that, you know, yeah. Anyways, the tags, the adult content tags, let's just get onto them. And starts off with consensual sex, male protagonist, oral, vaginal, anal, hand job, fruit job, thigh job, cream pie, petite, elf, fairy, school swimsuit, lovey-dovey, sweet love, costume play, soft fandom, touch, feel, gallery, replay mode, free touch mode. I don't have much to say really, it's miserable. But, on to the next game, called How to Create a Witch. Now, in this game, you play as Claudia, who has to save her sister from this cultist group. Yeah, I'm losing stuff to say. That's basically it. The character doesn't look that old, and I'm gonna read out the tags, which are as follows: non-consensual, female protagonist, virgin loss, oral, vaginal, anal, cream pie, tentacles, slime, monster beast, group sex, defeat sex, clothed damage, corruption, hagao, magician, humiliation, public exposure, BDSM, X-ray, breast expansion, clitoris expansion, loo tattoo, breast job, thigh job, masturbation, brainwashing, hypnosis, Yuri, lesbian, glory hole, unconscious sex, reverse rape, body modification, uncensored CGs. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what CG means, to be honest. Pop up on screen, but yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't think I'm ever gonna know. There's like 122 definitions for CG. On to the final game, which is called Life with Homunculus. Now, in this game, you spent years trying to create this homunculus after your master passed away. That's the gist of it. Obviously, all these are from the Steam description, but as you can see, the character, I don't need to say this, they don't look old. So I'm just gonna get onto the adult content tags, which are as follows: consensual sex, male protagonist, oral, vaginal, female lead, virgin loss, defloration, sleep sex, night crawling, breast job, cream pie, kissing, small breast, big breast, breast size change, exhibition, outdoor sex, bath play, voyeur or recording stones, toilet play, water sports, masturbation, use of toys, a vibrator, drug potion play, personality variation sex, dirty talk, and pure love and affection. I couldn't tell you what some of those mean, to be honest. Personality variation sex sounds like a lot of bullshit. But you might think, you know, that's only 5 games that I've covered. Only 5 out of the 82 games they said that they have on Steam. Well, I went through all the games, and I've counted, you know, a little skim through the reviews, skim through the Steam page, and I've basically added them all up from, you know, out of the 82, how many of them had children in it? Well, 27 of them, I'd say, had childlike, let's say, interactable characters, which is like 32% of them. So out of their 82 games, 32% have children, had childlike characters, which is, a problem. But onto the Discord. Now, the Discord is as miserable as you could suspect. I have like a whole bunch of pictures from it of just, I can't even describe it. Show it. Show all of it. But I'm not gonna cover much, since it's really just how disgusting it is. But there's this one guy that I think is a little important, called Era. And I think it's important because he actually works there. I know, he works as a translator, and I feel like this makes it, a little more believable what games they release. Because he says, re-release Loli H games on Steam from a worker themselves, which, it's pretty bad. Because, as I said, Loli is just a child. As I said, I don't really have much to say on the Discord. I just want to show, unsurprisingly, it's filled with these people who, love children, basically. They love lolis. But onto the final part, the very last part, patches. Now, patches in this case basically means mods, because, if you're smart enough to think, this obviously isn't allowed on Steam due to their NSFW guidelines. So, the way they got around this is by taking the content, the original content that was in the game, out, and then making it like a mod on their official website. Which is how they bypass, as I said, the guidelines, maybe reports that come their way, and all that bullshit. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out, just in case, because I'd urge to report them. So yeah, I have the need to point that out, but that's basically it. That's everything covered. I hope you enjoyed the video. This was really shit. I'm pretty bad at this, if you can tell. I'm gonna stick to gaming after this. But yeah, and if you like Loli,
you should kill yourself now.